Have you ever come home from a ski trip exhausted, broke, and somehow feeling like you missed something, like you did everything, but you didn't actually experience anything? I think a lot of us plan ski vacations the wrong way, and the enemy isn't bad planning. It's urgency disguised as efficiency. It's this idea that if you're flying across the country or across the world, you better maximize every second. You better hit every run, eat at every must-go-to restaurant, ride first chair to last call, check every box so you can say you did it right. That mindset sounds productive, but most of the time it turns a place into a checklist instead of an experience. And I've done it. Mount Tremblant, Japan, 2 epic trips, 2 incredible places, 0 regrets. But if I were to go back, I'd do them a bit differently. Not because they were failures, but because the first trip is never mastery. The first trip is reconnaissance. You don't know what to skip yet, and knowing what to skip is as important, maybe more important, than knowing what to do. When you go somewhere new, especially somewhere legendary, somewhere epic, the pressure from reviews, influencers, top 10 lists, your expectation, the cost of the trip. You start thinking, I need to ride the hardest terrain. I need to see the epic zones. I need to eat at that restaurant that everyone's been talking about. I need to make this worth it. But here's the truth. No place worth seeing can be fully experienced in one standard trip length. You can't digest it in 5 days. You can't absorb it in 1 week. You can simply sample it. That's it. And that's not a flaw. That's reality. The problem is when we try to turn sampling into conquering, that's where the stress creeps in. You land a new resort, big terrain, big reputation. What happens? You chase the blacks, the steeps, the bowls, the signature lines, but you don't know how the snow holds there. What aspects stay good longer? What lifts get slammed? What runs flashy but overrated? Or what quiet blue cruiser is actually the best run on the mountain? Locals know, you don't. Not yet. That's not weakness. That's stage 1. And I think we need to accept something. The first trip, you're just learning the layout. The second, you're refining. The third, you start to relax. You start proving things. You start enjoying the small things. That's when you start to love the blues and greens, and you stop chasing vertical and start protecting your stoke. If you understand that you're not there to conquer it, you enjoy it more. If you accept that you're not going to see everything, you remember it more. If you realize that skipping something is strength, you preserve your energy for what you actually find that matters. Because here's something nobody talks about. You can do something and it can be mediocre, and that's fine. But when you do something that needed to be skipped, now you lost time, you lost money, you lost energy. And sometimes you shifted your mindset into frustration, and mindset matters. One bad forced experience can color an entire day. One, we have to do this because everyone said so decision can drain the joy out of a ski trip. How do you digest an experience? Fast and loud, slow and layered? Are you trying to post it or feel it? Are you trying to conquer it or build a relationship with it? There's no wrong answer, but if you don't know your answer, you'll default to urgency, and urgency is the enemy. This ties directly into loving the blues and greens, because chasing everything is black diamond energy. It's ego skiing. It's intensity, and there's nothing wrong with that sometimes. But longevity lives on the blues. Joy lives on the greens. The runs you lap, the rhythm you find, the place that allows you to breathe. Find 1 or 2 zones, learn them, sit with them, return to them, instead of trying to consume the whole mountain in one single bite. And here's where this philosophy expands. This isn't just about skiing, it's about life. You don't understand the city on your first visit. You don't understand the person after one conversation. You don't understand a culture after 1 week. The first exposure is introduction, not mastery. And when you stop expecting mastery from the first exposure, you relax. You give yourself space. You remove pressure. And this is the same thing with building a life. If you build a life that only allows for 1 epic blowout trip, you're building something fragile. If you build a life that allows for repeat trips, even if they're smaller, closer, simpler, you're building something sustainable. That's the proximity principle. That's margin. That's the dirtbag wisdom. That's protecting your stoke long term, because locals don't rush. They don't maximize. They return. They know what to skip. They know what to repeat. They know when conditions matter. They know that not Not every run needs to be the steepest run. They know that loving the blues and the greens is the secret to skiing and snowboarding into your 60s and maybe beyond. So here's the shift. When you plan your next ski trip, instead of asking, how do I see everything? Ask, what do I want to understand? Instead of asking, how do I maximize the day? Ask, how do I experience this in a way I can digest? And most important, what am I willing to skip? Because skipping isn't missing out. Skipping is choosing. Skipping is protecting energy and mindset. And that's how you protect your stoke. Big trips aren't the problem. Urgency is. Checklist thinking is. Trying to conquer instead of connecting is. If you go in understanding you're in phase 1, you'll enjoy phase 1 more. And if you're lucky enough to return, phase 2 is where the magic starts. And if you build a life in a way that allows repeat exposure, phase 3 is where the relationship begins. This is true for life. You don't conquer the mountain, you get introduced to it. And if you're wise, you come back, loving the blues, protecting your stoke, building something sustainable instead of chasing something flashy. So next time you travel, ski trip, city trip, business trip, whatever it is, ask yourself, are you trying to conquer it or are you trying to understand it? Because the ones who understand it are the ones who keep coming back. I'm Blair, and this is the Dirtbag Association, where our wax is old, our knees are older, but the stoke doesn't melt. See you on the mountain.
For tonight.